Hi everyone, welcome you again. So previously we have solved our pre-board 1 question paper till question number 27, and today we are going to try from 28 and onwards. Okay, so first thing first, rewrite the following code in Python after removing all syntax error. Underline each correction done in the code. Okay, so here it is clearly mentioned, underline each correction done in the code, right? What you need to do, you need to write the correct code. For example, this is your piece of a code. You can simply copy it, and if you want to make any correction, for example, here it is a double quotes, so obviously you need to highlight small like this. Okay, and here you need to specify a colon, so it should be again and lined like this, and here also it should be underlined, so on, right? So after doing all the corrections, for example, here is one more and underline. So we are done for the here, and here f is small, so you need to underline here also, and finally marks, underline, it is m actually, and a colon. So these are the some of the corrections, and if you have done all the correction, I have allotted 2 marks to you. Otherwise, I have deducted half marks for not making any correction. Now, one more thing. If you haven't underlined, I haven't allotted a single marks. I have given you 0. Previously, I used to give you half marks, or I used to deduct only half marks. But this time, since we do not have a time, and I want to make it understand, this is really very necessary, and it actually a feature which attracts that you have underlined, right? And you have underlined in such a way that it is clearly visible, so that it draws attention of the examiner, right? So this is the answer for the question. Now next, what possible outputs are expected to be displayed on screen at the time of execution of the program from the following code? Also specify the maximum values that can be assigned to each of the variable from n to, right? And here some people have what they have done. For example, I don't know what came to their mind. They have written somewhat like this 4 comma 5. Now what does this implies? Whether I should take a for maximum value for the for is 4 or 5, I don't know. So I haven't allotted a marks, so you will get a 0 for this. Now let us examine how to do it. Okay, wait a minute. So now what we are going to do, actually I should be removing it so that I can use it later on. Otherwise maybe at times it will print with answer, and I really don't want that. So now you should understand this piece of a code so that you can answer it properly, right? Rand int is the function which is present in the random module, and 2, that means it will give you any random value between 2 and 4. So minimum value is 2 and maximum value is 4 for from, right? And similarly here for 2 it is 4 minimum value, and 5 will be the maximum value, right? And if we correct this program somewhat like this, for k in range from comma 2 plus 1, that means it will execute from that is the minimum value, that is 2, and maximum value can be 4. So if you specify 0 1 2 3 4, so it is 60, right? And when we are talking about a 5, so it is 70. I think we have a little bit different version. Let me open that folder, right? That is Preboard 1 set B. Let me open this one and check it out. Okay, I think this is it. There is no difference. So if you go through the code from, that is minimum value is 2, that is 40, so it can start with 40, but 30 is impossible. So C is out of the question, so you can remove C from your expected answers. And now coming to the point, whether it should start with 60, 50 or 40. So all the possible 40, 50, 60 are possible, since the value will be ranging from 2, 3 and 4, right? So 40, 50 and 60 for the first place value is perfectly all right. Now coming to the end point, what can be the last value? So if we talk about this, maximum value we are getting for this is 5 and plus 1, that is 6. So ultimately range gives you the value n minus 1, so maximum value for this will be 5, right? So if you calculate it from 5, for 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so maximum value can be only 70. It can be 60, it can be 50, but it cannot be 80. So A and D are the correct answer, and maximum value for 4 is 4 and maximum value for 2 is 5, right? And if you have successfully given answer, I have allotted marks. Now coming to the next question, that is 30. What do you understand by primary key? So primary key is a set of attribute or an attribute which uniquely identifies each tuple in a relation. If you say ki all the values are unique in a relation, that is not a complete definition for the primary key. Actually, there is another key called unique key which have the same feature, and you cannot specify duplicate value in that particular column. So it doesn't clarifies all the aspects of primary key. So the correct definition and full definition for primary key is, it is a attribute or set of attributes that uniquely identifies each tuple in a relation. Now give a suitable example of a primary key from the table containing some meaningful data. Now what some people have done, they acted smart and they have referred to question number 22 and said that in this training ID can be the primary key because it contains the unique value. Please do not use this strategy, as it gives you and it gives negative impact that someone is very lazy and do not want to write. Actually you should be drawing a complete table with some dummy data in uh, from that dummy data you have to derive your primary key concept, right? So please do that and take care of it. Now coming to the next question, that is 31. Write a program that copies one file to another. Have the program read the file name from the user. Many people, what they have did, they didn't read this line and they simply wrote a simple program to copy it. That's really very simple. Many people are successful in doing so. And if I try to write that thing, that's really very simple. Let me search that piece of a code where it is. So here, what you need to do, you need to simply take it to input. Let's say file 1 or file read, you can say that. You can take an import enter file to be read, enter file to be read, and file, let's say file 2 is equals to input, then you can specify enter file to be copied, let's say. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Now you can use F1 or FR, or you can use a with clause with pardon me for my capitals, because Microsoft Word automatically capitalizes the first word that we do not want. F, let's say read, okay, we are going to use okay, I have written some code in my IDE. File 2 comma w as fw. Okay, we are going to read that thing, And what we are going to do, we are going to read that file in one go. For example, content is equals to fr.read. This will read all the content, and just we are going to copy this content to our fw dot actually write, and we just need to specify that content. Okay, that's perfectly fine, and that's it. So this piece of code will simply copy the file. Okay, so this question is of 2 marks. So what you are going to do, you are getting a half marks for this, half marks for opening it, half marks for um, reading and writing the content, and half marks for opening the file in write mode. Okay, so this is how I have given you marks, and if you have not completed anything, then you lose your marks. But if you have used without a with class, and if you have used somewhat like this, let's say f1 is equals to open. Now here it is a file 1, let's say file 1 comma or w whatever. Then if you forget to write or close the file, I have deducted your half marks. Okay, so this line, this piece of a code is really very necessary. Which one? Actually f1 dot close whatever, right? I'm not going to write it now. Okay, so this is our question number what we call, wait a minute. Question number 31. Now define alternate keys. Alternate keys are the keys or the candidate keys which are not a primary key. Okay, that's simple definition. And when the question is of 2 marks, you do have to specify example. Without example, this answer is incomplete, and you will get only half marks for that. So uh, you can have an example. For example, let's say have a student table, roll number can be the primary key, name, class, mobile number, Aadhaar card, and mobile number and Aadhaar card can be the alternate keys, right? This is as simple as it is. Now find and write the output of the following Python code. And here you can see it's really very simple. Check was the function call, but we haven't defined the function, so obviously this is going to give you a name error or error, simply you can say that. But whenever such type of question, when you encounter such condition, such situation, you need to specify why it is incorrect. Okay, you simply by saying it will generate an error, this will not solve the purpose. You have to specify the reason why it is wrong, and if possible solution should be given, that it should be called by si, and possible output of that after correction can be given. Okay, this will further clarify your answer. Okay, so till here we have done, and this was chalo. Okay, we are going to solve this one, and then we will end this video. In our database company, there are the 2 tables. These are the 2 tables. Now we need to answer these questions. To display name comma sales, name of salesman comma sales, and corresponding location name who have achieved sales more than 13,000. That's really simple. Select salesman. You can see salesman and name is here. So select name comma sales. You can say sales comma location name from sales.salesman id is equals to location sales.location id is equals to location.location id where sale is more than 13,000. That's simple, I think. Now coming to the next point, write SQL command to change the location id to 104 of a salesman with id is equals to 53. Okay, it is not 53, it is actually S3. Okay, in the table sales, right? So if you missed a single quiz, I have deducted your half marks. And to write this query, this is almost everybody have done it, and most of the people have lose their half marks because they forgot to specify a single quiz because it is a character value, right? Identify primary key in a table cells. That was really simple, and each and every one of you have done it. That is, S1 is the correct answer. Okay, and that's all for the day, and rest of the question paper we will discuss tomorrow or day after tomorrow. That's all for today. Bye bye.